What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we get to talk about the team rival. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we get to talk about Shanae's rival, aka Isla. A lovely looking character. I absolutely think she's so beautiful. Love the tribal tattoo that she's got going on. All the neon paints, of course, the hands and the spray can. And that spray can is actually really, really cool when you learn a little bit about Isla. And she has a little bit of a mechanic that's very unique and different from any other character in the game. And this is something that I just love about what Netmarble does with these fighters. They just seem to make them unique and different amongst other characters. So if you take a look at Isla, one thing about her that's really awesome is the fact that she does increase ultimate fighter attack by 65%. This works on any UE character in the game, which is spectacular, guys. She's a yellow balanced type that is a quantum, okay? And when we take a look at the core effects of this character, we'll get all this here in a little bit. We don't need to go over all this, guys, but we do need to talk a little bit about this. So, decrease the target's defense by 8% for 20 seconds each time an active 2 skill lands, up to 80%. Second skill. Increase target damage received by 10% for 20 seconds each time an active skill lands, up to 100%. So, if you want to increase target damage received by 100% and you want that decreased defenses by 80%, just hold down your second skill. Increase the target's damage received from disadvantaged elements by 2% up to 20% for 20 seconds each time an active skill lands. Active 2 skill lands. Again, holding down the active 2 skill, right? Gains 2 stacks of Amanda Throwaway upon using a basic attack, and 3 stacks upon using an active skill up to 30. Removes 1 stack of Amanda Throwaway each time active 2 skill lands, and Amanda Throwaway when removed increases active 2 skill damage by 20% up to 600% and attack speed by 1% up to 30% for 1.5 seconds and decrease active 1 and 3 skill cooldowns by 0.3 seconds. Now, I know this looks really, really confusing, guys, but Amanda Throwaway is just an effect that she does from doing her basics or even from doing her skills, as I'll show you in a little bit. And you're going to find when you play with her, you don't even really need to worry about this or even her basic attacks that do bring up this. And then, of course, the immune to stun, freeze, burn, chill, decreased damage received by 80% when HP is 30% or higher, which means she has decreased damage received by 80% from full HP to 30% HP. That is amazing for survivability. Very nice, making her very tanky. And then she has the damage immunity core, of course. And you see the increased basic attack damage by 1500%. And she does have good damage on her basic attacks. But I'm telling you guys, that second skill is really where it's at least from all the gameplay that I've done. And when you look at her P Awaken, or I'm sorry, let's just go to UE. This gets really wild, and this is actually really, really cool. So this is, Interrupt, and it does have super armor. It activates a change paint upon use, and if the change paint already exists upon use, resets active skill 1 cooldown, which is awesome. Change paint changes the paint color in the following order. So whenever you change your paint color, and I'll explain what that actually does in a little bit, it changes from purple to blue to red to green to yellow. When a color is selected and active 1 skill lands, the change paint effect is removed, and the element of the random hit target is changed to the selected color for 20 seconds. So what that means, guys, is whenever you hit her UE skill, you can literally change the color of your opponent for 20 seconds. You can literally make your opponent vulnerable to you, weak to you. You can make it to where you have an advantage over. So in Isla's case, you'd always want to make your opponent purple because she's a yellow, but you could even use her to switch to another character that might be stronger who would have a type advantage. You can literally change the color of the opponent all you want. Now, there is some, things that kind of sucks about it. For example, in PvE, does not apply to Soul Quest, Boss Showdown, and Chapter Fight. So that's kind of, sucks, but it's not really a big deal. I hate to see Boss Showdown on here. I don't really like that. But when the change paint is removed, Graffiti Bomb is additionally activated, and then Graffiti Bomb Weaken, which is, more or less increased target damage received, more or less, decreases overpower, making your opponents weaker, less tankier, of the target hit by active skill 1, equal to 60% of the fighter's momentum, and increases the target's damage received by 20% for 20 seconds. If a UE or a P Phantom UE skill effect from another weakening type is already applied to the same target, the effect is removed. So if you're using an EX character who doesn't have UE and Phantom UE skills as a support, you don't have to worry about this at all. If you're using a UE or Phantom UE character, or if you're using a UE character with Isla, then this probably won't work if they have weakening in their kit, right? This won't work if they have weakening kit, but with EX characters, it will. And then when we go to Phantom UE, right, she just increases her strike skill damage, increases her attack speed, very nice, and she gains some 30 Amanda throwaways automatically, right? So you're going to get these things automatically where you're doing your basic attacks, where you're doing your skills. You're going to get them automatically whenever you hit that Phantom UE skill. So when you hit your Awaken skill, you change your UE skill to a Phantom UE skill, and yeah, you're going to get all those buffs. Her first skill deals poison damage equal to 2000% of attack to the target every 0.5 seconds for 5 seconds. I really wish this was 10 seconds instead of 5 seconds. That would be so much better, having that lasting long dot, especially for like Guild Raid, for those nice fun scores that we like to do. But it's all good, right? Upon landing skill. Decrease target's movement speed by 50%. That is insane, guys. Really, for PvP, that's nuts. Slowing down somebody by 50%, for those of you that played against the old Ash back in the day, you found out how much of a pain that really was. And decrease the remaining active 2 skill cooldown by 40% upon use. So your second skill is going to be able to repeat itself over and over, or charge and do a bunch of hits at the same time. Her second skill, use and hold the skill button to activate wild style combo. Wait until it ends to release the skill button to activate wild style combo. So you hold the skill down to do the attacks. Every moment, whenever you let it go, if you want to let it go early or late or whenever, she's going to do a big old slam, and that's when she's going to do a bunch of damage while she's doing all those punches from the second skill. But that big slam at the end, man, that thing does a lot of damage. You really want to make sure that gets out before you switch her out to someone else, or just make sure that you do it. And then she also can change directions. You got to be real careful of this sometimes, especially in Guild Raid, because you might be aiming the wrong direction when you're using your second skill. So that is something to keep in mind. You know, keep something logged in your brain that you do need to make sure she's always aimed toward the target. But she does gain super armor when she does do this, which is awesome. She also decreases damage received by 80% while charging. She also has a decreased damage received by 80% from her core, and removes the target's guard upon landing a skill, gain double stacks of minor throwaway upon use. And then she has a PvP exclusive, which moves the target's hyper armor, super armor, Koga shield, everything that gives characters survivability. She's going to remove it. And then when you look at the third skill, she does the same thing. She removes her immunity. She disables her immunity for 4 seconds, including the guard, which is, or, you know, whenever they're guarding against you. That's phenomenal, guys. I mean, decrease remaining active skill cooldown by 10% each time the skill lands, which is awesome, guys. You can really speed up the second skill by using that third skill, and you're going to have hyper armor. So the third and the second skill are really the moneymakers when it comes to PvP. The second skill, well, really all the skills, but second skill especially, is the moneymaker in regards to, you know, doing a bunch of damage. And whenever we take a look at the core, obviously, guys, you know, attack, penetration, momentum for more damage, and plug-in plant, Tower of Illusions, Aegis challenge, overpower to make your character more tanky, and all those game modes I just mentioned. You want to max out her second skill, obviously, and you want to max out her first skill. They seem to do the most damage, so second and first max these out, then the third. And then you want to obviously level up Change Paint and Ultimate Break, which we've already talked about. And her striker bonus is, you know, increased skill damage and phantom damage, decrease target defenses by 8%, increase target damage received by 3%. I mean, it's really, like, even when this thing's maxed out, guys, it's really nothing to write home about. Her striker ability really isn't that great. I think she's really more of a damage dealer. Now, we're going to be using her set cards, and her set cards make a massive difference for her. I'm talking, I mean, I could do a video for you guys about it, but I'd say 30 to 40% difference in damage. It's nuts. She is way stronger with that set. Oh, my God. And then I'm using this option card, which actually increases active skill damage by 20%. I don't know if this is the best card for her, but I'm using it because it came in her banner. Why not, right? And then I got this card, which actually increases active skill damage by 40%. This is massive for her because obviously her second skill is an active skill. So that's kind of what I'm running with. Now, I don't have any plugins on her. You guys know that I like to do videos without plugins the first time, but I do have quite a few plugins for yellows. I mean, you know, somewhat. So I can definitely jack her up, make her stronger. But if you want to put plugins on her, for your PvE game modes other than Tower of Illusion and Plug-in Plant and Aegis Challenge, then you want to give her Momentum. If you're using her in the other PvE game modes like Guild Raid, you're using her PvP, you're using her in Colossal Boss Dungeon, then you want to give her a bunch of strike skill damage, because that is where it's at for this girl. Because, I mean, strike skills, guys, is really where it's at with her, man. She is OP as hell. And you can see my affinity is completely maxed out, as it should be. That's why she's actually A6. And when it comes to her stones, guys, and this is some kind of a complaint of mine, and we got the original stones that come with her right here, and then this one, of course, right here as well. And when you look at this stone, look at the levels. You got 30% attack and 20%. That is a lot. That is 50% extra attack right? And that other stone that you can actually craft, that you have to buy, that we already talked about, has the same thing. It has 50% attack, but instead of critical damage 60%, that's nuts. But instead of critical damage, it has critical rate. That other stone would make a huge difference for her. I'm not paying $50 for it, but it would make a massive difference. This stone here only gives her 10% attack. That 10% poison damage isn't really going to help her all that much. A little bit, but not really much. But if you had 50% attack along with that extra critical rate, that would be a whole lot better than this. And this is something that really does kind of plague the character, is the fact that Netball went down this road where you have to buy those shards from the shop in order to get this last stone. And that is super annoying, especially considering how cool this character is. But let's jump into Absolute War. Let's do a quick little run in Absolute War, guys, and I'll just show you how she is in PvP. Something about Isla that's really awesome, especially for PvP, is she has range, especially on that first and third skill. They are nuts. And her third skill does happen to have hyper armor. So she dashed across the screen with that third skill. You can literally hit your second skill, and these opponents will have no form of survivability because you're taking everything away from her third and second skill. Watch this. I'm pretty sure we're going to see murder. You see that? That's what she does, guys. She just destroys. Like it's no contest. It's so easy with her. 3-2, and you're always going to win because she's going to disable all the immunities, all the hyper armor, everything. She's going to disable all the critical hit shields, everything. So they are completely vulnerable when you do the 3-2 combo with her. She's nuts, guys. She really is crazy, especially in this, man. I think she'd be a scary ass thing in PvP. Excuse my language there, guys. Excuse my language. But wow. So let's jump in Guild Ray, guys. And let's talk a little bit about her. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go into Colossal Boss Dungeon. Let's do that because I think it's a whole lot cooler. So I was playing around earlier with this, and I was having a lot of fun with Isla. I just want to show you guys something that's really, really cool. All right. Now we talked about how you can change the paint color and you can change the color of your opponent. That's what I'm going to show you guys. It works in Colossal Boss Dungeon. So check this out. I'm just going to guard. We're not going for damage or nothing like that. I just want you guys to see this. And show how this works. Now, there is a caveat to doing it, but let me show you. So I'm just going to guard, trying not to take any damage. And what we want to do is we want to hit the UE skill right here, guys. It's a UE skill. If you hit this skill first and then this skill, then it's a Phantom UE skill. So watch what happens. I'll hit the UE skill. Boom. You see the color here? Now, because maybe I want to use Ken's a yellow. He's going to have advantage over purple. So if we go to purple, right? We got purple. We land an attack. And look. Purple. And then when I could bring in like Ken if I wanted to. I know she's a yellow too, guys. But I could bring in Ken and just start doing a bunch of good damage on top of the decreased damage received. Or I'm sorry, the decreased defenses and the increased target damage received that she does have in her kit. Right? Now, I know this might not be, like awesome like right here. But it's pretty cool that she can actually do that. Change that color. That is sick, and it lasts for 20 seconds whenever she does it. That's actually wild. Right? The bad thing about it is you're never going to be able to use, like if she's A3 and up, you're never going to be able to use her Phantom UE skill to its fullest, especially at A5. And that's kind of what sucks because you see the timer here, guys. So obviously if you're going to be using her as a damage dealer, it's probably not going to be the greatest. But if you're using her, say like in Tower of Illusion, you jump her in Tower of Illusion, you change the opponent's color, and then you bring in your damage dealer if you want to use them, and destroy, right? So that's pretty awesome. That's something only unique to Isla. Only she can do that, man. That is awesome. It's really, really cool, and I actually love the hell out of it, right? And the only thing is, the downside to it is that you're not really going to get the most damage out of her by doing that, but there are some neat situations where something like that could come in pretty damn handy. That's actually really wild that she can do that. I love it. So let's jump into Guild Raid, and we'll talk a little bit more about her. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with the Amanda throwaway. So we'll jump in here, guys. I'm using Athena as a striker. We're not really going to do much damage right now. I'm just going to show you guys a couple things. I'm just going to show you the Amanda throwaways and how those things work. All right. I love the spray. So whenever you do your basics, you guys can see there's the Amanda throwaways. This goes up to 30, all right? This goes up to 30. And whenever I do attack, see? You see it keep rising, right? You see it keep rising, okay? Alright, we're just going to do a 3PG just because it's cool and fun, right? But let me show you what happens when you hit her Awaken skill. So we'll hit her Awaken skill, boom, right? And then we'll hit her Phantom UE skill, boom. And you see we got those 30 stacks automatically, guys. We got them 30 stacks automatically. And once you hit your second skill, my bad, once you hit your second skill, they're going to start depleting, which is pretty cool, right? Let's do like more like a 1 minute run just to show you kind of damage she does, guys. And remember, we don't have all the right stones. We have no plugins on her, so, and she's A6, right? But she is very, very strong. All right, here we go. I'm just kind of hoping for that 3PG. There we go. Nice. Is it me, or is it sometimes like whenever she shakes that can, it's going crazy? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's go. Now, something about her that I kind of think is kind of goofy is the fact that, you know, her second skill doesn't have as much range as what I'd really like to see. Whoops. There we go. There we go. My bad, got hit there. It doesn't have as much range, right? Her first skill has a lot of range. Her third skill has quite a bit of range. But the second skill doesn't really have that much. We're going to go ahead and use the default here so Goofy don't blow up. And something I didn't mention, guys, is that she does have a heal in her on her default. That's really, really cool. Okay. There we go. There we go. And yeah, she's super, super fun, super cool. But I do wish that her second skill had a little bit more range. Booyah! We gotta make sure Geese doesn't do his little bullcrap blow up on us. And after you do the default, oh, never mind. And looky, 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 go, 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 girl, go, 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 go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, she's fun, guys. She's super fun. Woohoo! We're gonna go, 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 go. And if you notice, her second skill also causes Geese to kind of be stagnant. And you notice how oh crap. You notice how long it took him to stand up. He's like, he's really trying hard to get up, but it's hard for him because her second skill, just like Rugal's third skill, causes him to be stagnant. Oh crap. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh yeah, and it's really just 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, you bastard. And this is what I don't like, guys. Right now we have no range. We had no range there. We was too far back, so we had to kind of scoot up and get close to Geese. And these are times where you can lose damage in Guild Raid for sure. And I'm just going to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Alright, there we go, we go. Always when Geese stands up after his Raging Storm, you really want to try to use your default at the right time when he stands up. That way. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Woo-wee! Oh, girl, getting it done. Remember, man, A6, guys. Not bad, not bad. Oh, crap. Now, I just want to keep on plowing here. Ooh, yeah. Look at that, guys. Look at that, look at that. Oh, I tried to do my 3PG. I was trying to get my 3PG there. She only had super armor for so long in that second skill, so you can get interrupted if you're not careful. And that is kind of a critique of mine. 1.8 trillion, guys. Not too shabby, not too bad at all by doing a complete solo, right? And again, you know, and if my Athena was more leveled up, we would have done more damage also, right? Which, you know, it's a good score. I know it's not going to be as good as maybe what you've seen before, But she's got a lot of room to grow, guys. Again, if she had that other stone, if she had plugins, she has no plugins on her, she would do a lot more damage. But I just love the fact that she can change the color of an opponent. I think that's pretty cool. And that might be something, again, that might come in pretty damn handy. I mean, whenever you have an advantage against an opponent, you're doing 50% more damage. And you're taking 50% less damage when you have the advantage. That's how much of a difference that color change makes. That is very, very sweet. I love the fact they did, but I do wish they would have gave her a little bit more range on the second skill. I also wish they would put the hyper armor on the second skill, kind of like what they did with Cassandra back in the day, where she would do her Beyblade move, and she just wouldn't get interrupted. Isla, unfortunately, can get interrupted with her second skill, and her second skill, if opponents are too far away, she doesn't pull them in like Terry. She just kind of pushes them away or doesn't even reach them with her second skill, and that is kind of a downfall. That's something I don't like. But other than those things, I think she's fantastic, guys. Like, I think she's awesome. She's got an amazing leadership. She's got very good damage. She has insane survivability, and the fact that she can change the color to whatever you want in most game modes is pretty damn sick. So guys, let me know what you think about Isla, and I do stream on Twitch and YouTube. The link to Twitch in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.